marijuana.
This is a bright morning.
Kinda hard to say
The
for
former
some people
Dr.
to say.
Mr. Nance is teaching his class.
Hello, my name is Michael Nance. 我刚刚从美国来，差不多2个月以前。我现在在南开大学，在那个医学院，教书。You cheating? No. Okay. Yeah, okay. Narcolepsy. Okay, you don't have to take the fine. No, I was just kidding. I brought my wife along. Narcolepsy. We left our family. We just barely retired. I retired from medical technology. My wife retired from teaching English. And we felt like we had something more to give. So we came here to China to maybe use some of our teaching skills that we had learned back in America and decided to be of service to the Nankai Daxue. Thank you. Thanks, Nola. Hey, Yiming, 再见.
再见.
Have a good one. Okay. Let's see. Yu Jiao.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember.
Teacher,
What new?
I did the
What, yeah?
Zoom
Huh?
presentation next week.
Oh no! Yeah. When I was in, well, I used to work in the hospitals. The students that in medical technology, they were from all over the world. They were from China, they were from India, they were from Africa. Whenever they would get out of their training in at the university and then go to the hospital for their residency, I was over the residents that came to train. So I was lucky. I had all different kinds of groups of people and from all different countries. So in kind of a different aspect, I was a teacher, but I was kind of a teacher in showing hands-on what they needed to know and what they needed to do in a hospital. So it was kind of a different teaching. Some teachers, like my wife, she gets up in front, teaches, and she's an expert on English. So she's kind of an expert on a little bit different.
Number 9.
So this is Michael's wife Gloria's class. And maybe you can tell that from her voice. The most glorious thing in her class is her passion. And this passion has lasted for 40 years.
I was in education my whole career. So while my children were young, I ran a preschool in my home so they could attend. Once they got into school, I went back to school and got a degree in elementary ed. I already had a degree in English. So I taught in a primary school, and then I moved up to secondary school and became a literacy specialist, and then I became a teacher of teachers. So I did that before I came. Mean or abused or
For their students, the biggest difference between Michael and Gloria is their last part of the class.
28, the vocabulary test. Or 26 or 28, I can't remember. Any questions about presentations next week? We're ready to go? Good, I'm so excited to see them all. It's gonna be fun. Give me all a round of applause.
The Nances come here through a non-profit program supported by BYU University called China Teachers Program. Including them, there are 4 couples, 8 teachers now teaching in Nankai University. The big man you see now is one of the teachers. His name is Nils Thompson. I call him a big man not just because of his attitude, but more for his kind heart to the school and students. Do you have something to say about our university?
Oh, yes. I was going to say that after a year and a half at Nankai University, I believe, like Zhou Enlai, Nankai. I love Nankai. I agree with him.
Agree with him?
Yes. Nankai is a great place to live and to teach.
Do you feel tired? You have to take so many lectures.
Oh, no. It's invigorating to talk to the Chinese students. So sometimes I get tired, but not talking to the students.
Mr. Thompson is on the way to Jinnang campus. He will do a lecture there tonight. But I can't show you the process all the way. Half because only the reaching and departing on bus will take 2 hours. Half because I want to show you other more impressive class he teaches. So we just take a glance and hear the applause.
You heard something about American law. Hope this last case was interesting, a little bit. So if you have any questions, I know you don't because you never ask questions in Chinese classrooms. I enjoyed speaking with you. I have another lecture next week, next Tuesday. Come back. You're always welcome. Thank you very much.
The class is over, but the teaching is not over. It's on the platform,
Yeah, so that way you can say,
and it's at the home.
This weekend I have an English test, so I'm ready for my test.
that's good.
But while I'm reviewing my English, I have some questions, so I'm kind of here for your help.
Good.
To your help.
I want to help you. It's good to practice English all the time. I tell my students when they read English novels to read out loud because that way they use their mouth and their eyes and their ears as well as their brain. When you just read silently, you just use your eyes and your brain. So they use all of your senses if you read out loud. So
Yeah.
keep doing that. So what questions do
Mr.
you
Thompson
have?
is a welcomeful professor, as all the BYU teachers. Many students come for help in English at his free time,
Word
and he will always talk to them in smile and never refuse to lend a hand.
A word. This is using the W, practicing the W.
Now teaching as a professor is over, but teaching as a grandfather begins. Every Wednesday evening, Mr. Thompson teaches a kindergarten class with his wife Jolie, who is a caring nurse in America, and his friend Shelly House, who is a gracious lady that really enjoys spending time with kids. By the way, the nurses we just introduced are also teaching in a different kindergarten, also every Wednesday. And the topic of today's class is birthday party, so the 3 teachers bring some cake, and they sing a birthday song with all the children.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to
Living in a foreign country, everybody is a student of the local life. That's the same to the BYU teachers. In their class, the teachers teach. After the class, they learn.
Almost, right? 我几乎每天
This is Melissa's Chinese class. She has learned Chinese for several months.
7年了
As a Chinese language learner, she is just a junior. But as a Chinese culture lover, she is a senior.
Okay, 我已经大了4年了 When I was in my 20s, I dreamed about living in China already. So I studied, my first undergraduate degree was political science. So I took Chinese history, Japanese history. I tried to learn a little bit of Chinese language because I dreamed already to be able to live in China someday. I don't know for what reason, but I was enthralled with the idea of China. But it took a long time for my dream to come true. So it's been, over 30 years or so, right? Before I finally got to China. So to me, this is an exciting time because my dream came true. My mother-in-law is Japanese, and she asked me, why are you taking Chinese? And I said, I don't know. I just love China and the idea of China. And so I decided to take more of Chinese history and more the Chinese language instead of the Japanese language.
Beyond the language, Melissa also learned a lot of Chinese culture, like calligraphy and Tai Chi. And this Lotus 69 is one of her unfinished facsimile work of a Chinese painting. She does learn a lot.
Well, when you say culture, it's hard to separate them from the people itself. Right? Because the people reflect the culture is reflected in the people. So for instance, why do I do those things? Why do I paint? Why do I learn the language? Right? Because they're a reflection of the people in themselves. So for instance, if I'm able to compliment a Chinese woman, if I tell her, 很漂亮, right? Then she understands it in her language, and so there's a connection that way. So when you ask me what I love about the culture, it's the people that I love.
I think Melissa really likes the people, and especially her students.
And then I think my relationship with my students they're lovely. Like I said, I feel like I love my kids. Even though we don't necessarily know each other well, like you and I don't know each other very well, but I have a fondness. I'm fond of my students. And sometimes when I'm thinking about them, how hard they work and all the challenges that they have in their life, I feel for them. I actually get teary thinking about how hard life is for a PhD student as well. But I have little rewards. So, they're not demonstrative. They don't, tell me I'm a good teacher, or I don't know if I am. I don't know if they think I'm a good teacher or not. But sometimes after one of my lectures, a student will come up to me and tell me good things, right? So for instance, a few weeks ago, a young lady came up to me and said, I don't have enough English words, but I just want to tell you, I love you so much. Can I hug you? And I thought, that's my reward, right? Maybe it's only one student who feels that way, but it makes my time here in China so wonderful that maybe one student found something that I said important for her life. And so, to me, that's why I'm here.
Teaching and studying is important, but life is not all about that. For the Thompsons, exploration of Chinese cuisine is also a vital part of their Chinese life.
Oh, and some rice? Rice?
Though they don't know the language very well, they have a lot of curiosity, and that's enough.
I like the variety. There's so many different vegetables and different ways that you mix them, cook all these things. I really enjoy the different kinds of food. And I'm getting better with these. I've still got a long ways to go, but I am improving after a year and a half. It's about time.
But she's very good at making dumplings now. I think she's partly Chinese because she's very good at making dumplings.
And chopstick user.
So that was a fun experience with the students. that they taught us, came over to our apartment and made dumplings for us. They were very kind and sweet to make food, make dinner for us. That was very, very good dinner. I like going out.
This backrider's name is Alan Hart. He is Shadi's husband. Now they are going to shopping for Christmas. The first stop is a flower shop.
5.
5?
哎，对，5一只。
Okay. Yeah, we would like to get, let's see, 4.5 dozen, so that would be 30, 54, 50, 54,
54.
54 of these. That would be,
You want to tell him on the translator? Use our translator, try and let them know how many to get.
okay, this.
不需要单独包
Yeah, just.
一大包。哦。
Does it matter if they're this kind or the ones in the plastic or?
54朵玫瑰，只需要裹一下。
Obviously, this is not an easy trade. Both sides have to use the translator.
These.
啊，
About 2 hours.
2个小时。
But we will pay. We will pay.
啊，没事没那个钱不着急，钱不着急，我现在给你
Finally,
拿去。
the trade is successfully done. So let's turn to the other shops, Paris Baguette and D-Mart. This is D-Mart. Here, they will buy some food and gifts for the coming Christmas.
I usually buy it somewhere else.
This is the dairy department, and we found fresh milk that we really like here in Tianjin.
It's a little stocking, so we in our family we put little juices in our stockings at Christmas.
This is the total. That's right, 51210. During a day's video taking, I just think the Hots are really amiable people. it seems like they have the ability to talk with different strangers, all in a very friendly way. Like these two Kenya students.
We're from the United States. Which was in Idaho. It's a very small.
Nankai or Jianju?
We're at Nankai.
Like this child and his mother. Like this child and his grandmother. And like this pedestrian.
Behind,
Okay, good to see you. And let's come back to school and see the Christmas party. This is an international party. All the foreign teachers teaching in Nankai University will come and enjoy it. Every teacher will bring some food and some gifts for each other. So you can see, this is a very convivial Christmas party.
May I have your attention, please? We're going to welcome everybody. We're going to turn it over to Mike. He's our master of ceremonies tonight. So let's give him a big hand.
Welcome, everybody. Now, the most important thing that we do right now is eat while the food's hot. So we're going to turn it over to our master of food to give the particulars on how to get the food. Cindy?
Oh, that's me. Welcome and thank you, everybody, for bringing so many food and getting everybody excited about tonight. We've got this food set up so that we can come down on either side of this. You should be able to reach everything that's available. The plates and the drinks are on that end, so you'll start at that end and then work your way this way, either side. Okay? Let's eat.
Oh, before you eat, you have to come here and you have to say 圣诞节快乐. Hey, everybody. 圣诞节.
Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings to you and all of your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry
After the eating, there are some other activities. Nothing to say. See the video.
Okay.
Was that
Night before?
Christmas and all?
To the house?
Not a creature.
Was stirring.
Not even.
A mouse.
The stockings
Were hung
out the window.
with care
They'd been worn
for 6 months.
and needed.
The air.
Had just
Settle down.
for a long
Winter's nap.
went out.
On the lawn.
There arose.
Such a cloud.
I sprang
To my sleigh.
to see what
Those about.
away
Through the window.
I flew
like a flash.
tore open
The shutter.
and threw up.
Okay.
Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings of Christmas and a happy New Year. Now loud! We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Okay, give us hold of that hand.
They live on this campus as you live. They walk to classroom on the same road as you walk. Sure, you will talk a lot in the classroom, but I bet you still know little about them. So today, I tell you something about your teachers. Teachers who come here through the Pacific Ocean from the United States.